All right, welcome back to Sunrise. Thanks so much for staying with us. So the question is, do you want to grow your business? Well, no biggie. It's time to talk all things entrepreneurship with a special focus on the Development Bank of Jamaica and their mission to empower all entrepreneurs. Joining us is Program Manager of Boosting Innovation, Growth and Entrepreneurship Ecosystem, BIGEE, Christopher Brown, and he'll tell us more about how DBJ is paving the way for entrepreneurship. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Before we even get into BIGEE, let's talk a bit about the DBJ and maybe their roles in terms of, the country and economic growth and so on.
Right. So the Development Bank of Jamaica, firstly, it's a government institution, an agency of the government, and the primary focus is to facilitate, support economic activity. So we do that through a number of different things. We give loans through financial institutions, which could be commercial banks, credit unions, investment banks, microfinance institutions. So we have a wide network of financial institutions that you can go to and ask for DBJ funding and get it.
Okay.
We also provide what we call a guarantee fund. So, typically if you want to get a loan, they need to provide some collateral, whether it's house, land, car, cash. Many businesses don't have access to that. So we will step in as a guarantor and say we will put up some money for you on your behalf so you can get access to that. So that's our credit enhancement facility. We provide grants and technical support. So from time to time we'll put out calls for people to get access to funding that they don't have to pay back, but it's to encourage more activity to happen.
In a capitalist economy, we always hear that government is not supposed to be an inhibitor. You don't want to take up space and block the growth of business. It's supposed to be a catalyst. In this regard, in terms of what you described, it sounds like the DBJ is really trying to be that catalyst for economic growth and to see opportunities and say, hey, businesses can move in this direction. Are people awake to the things that the services that DBJ provides? Do you think?
Some businesses are, but again, there's always more you can do to spread that word. Our primary thing is to try and get private sector development to happen. So you'll hear me talk about us partnering with a lot of institutions who are private sector institutions to try and get our funding out, or our services, training, technical support out to businesses, and that's how economic activity will really grow.
Speaking of the growth of economic activity, let's talk about BIGEE, because BIGEE sounds like it has the potential to do exactly that and some. Walk us through. I actually think it's so cool. The name is actually very clever.
I quite like it.
When it registered, I was like, oh.
If I was in the meeting, I was like, yeah.
We'll find it.
Let's sign off.
Whoever Tom in marketing who came up with it, get him a bonus at the end of the year.
Tell us about the
So BIGEE is about building what we call the system or the environment for businesses to grow. And we recognize that businesses at different stages of their development need different things. So if you just have an idea, you need somewhere to go and flesh out the idea, see if it actually makes sense before you start investing in it, right? Let's say you started a business. You need to figure out how you can get your first couple customers, right? If you've been in business for 5 years and you have 3 customers and you want to grow it to 20. It's a different type of approach, and all of those things we're trying to build in the ecosystem, in the system of how entrepreneurs or businesses can get that type of support. So we work with the universities, there are business incubators, Branson Center has something, JBDC. So we help to support those institutions to make them better so that they can deliver services to entrepreneurs. In addition to that, we provide we have different grant programs. So if you're a startup and you need funding, we will issue a call, you can respond, there's funding available. If you've been in business for some time, we have grants also that can help you to just figure out your innovation. So one of the key things, I guess the I in BIGEE is about innovation. And we expect that innovation is what will drive the growth and development at a much faster pace than, let's say, traditional businesses. So the grants that we have are really around trying to foster innovation to take place.
Awesome. One of the things I love about this is the fact that it acknowledges that businesses exist in an ecosystem. And sometimes good business, good idea, It dies within the first 5 years because the ecosystem wasn't set right. So other factors trigger. So I like what you're doing. Looking forward to seeing more. And if you never need any support in getting the message out there, just call us. All right? Thank you very much. Our guest has been Christopher Brown, the Program Manager of Boosting Innovation, Growth, and Entrepreneurship Ecosystem, BIGEE. When we return, our Sunrise dads are going to step out of their work gabs into some Father's Day ready fashion in styling it. We'll be right back.
Don't miss this.
Don't miss it. Just stay right there.